Reach high, aim high, and obtain. This is how it ends up, and you can see it's very much because of all the sprouting of the tails on, well, I call it a tail because that's what it kind of looks like, of the wheat berries. I'll actually be putting it in our Vitamix Dry Container here so that we can get our needed 3 cups of flour for our coconut cake that I received on special request. But I'm gonna surprise him. He's requested it, but he doesn't know necessarily when he's gonna get it. So I'm gonna put this all in there. And I've found with the dry container, and I don't know how many of you have found this out yet or not, but I thought I'd mention it. I found the more wheat berries I put into it, the easier it is on the machine when it comes to grinding up from the grain to the flour. It's almost like it gets the extra bulk that makes everything come out smoother and everything, which is really weird because you would think it wouldn't matter how much you put in there. But apparently, I guess it's like the old grinding wheels where the more you put in, it guaranteed the flour would come out well. So we'll put that in there. Now you will see that some of the little sprouts tails did come through, but the majority of it, which is what we were looking for, did stay on the actual shelf medium. You're going to turn on our Vitamix using our dry container, of course, and I'm purposely going to take off the top and put this in because when the sprouts are like this, it gets really thick sometimes and you need to push down with the applicable dry container. This is different from the other Vitamix piece, so make sure that you use
this is specific to the meal.
Yeah. And you'll notice gray piece to gray lid, and it'll be black lid to black piece. So be aware of that. Now you'll start out slow. I always start at the 1, put it on, and then crank it up. And we're done.
We have freshly milled.
Yes. Now, the important thing I want to mention when doing this is always make sure the lid is on, because that keeps the piece here from going down and getting shredded and then having plastic in your food. So it's most important to operate with that. And then 2, because it is a dry container, you want to make sure you also start with a dry container. So if you know you're going to be doing a lot of mealing that particular day, unless you're taking the time to thoroughly dry it in between, the flour will actually stick. So make sure you're starting dry to dry. Since we need 3 cups of our flour sifted, and I'm sifting it only because occasionally, even though I think I've ground the flour quite well, it may come out that there's like 1 piece of a grain that just didn't get processed in there. And this is just my way to make sure everything's taken care of. See there? You didn't expect that, did you? So what we're going to do is I'm going to put this back in our dry container so we can use that next time. Then we're going to see how many cups of flour we got in here. And we got just a little bit under 2. So we're going to need to grind up a whole other additional container. We'll sift some more, and we're looking to get to 3 cups.